Good morning all of you. In today's video we will be solving this question in complete detail. So if you want you can take a screenshot of this question or you can just read the question carefully, note it down in the copy before we start with the solution.
Good morning students. So today's topic is accounting equation. We all know our accounting equation is assets equals to liability plus capital. This is the format in which we will be disclosing how the transactions of business transactions are disclosed in the statement of accounting equation. So first of all, we do have these 9 transactions and all these transactions will be checked whether they are satisfying the accounting equation or not. What is our accounting equation? We had already studied, that is assets must be equals to liability plus capital. We have to prove each and every transaction with this accounting equation. Fine. Let us start with the first transaction. We have the first transaction, that is Ramesh commenced business with cash rupees 1,50,000. So here two accounts will be affected. One is the cash account. Another one is where the business has been commenced. So it will give birth to capital. So whenever you get a transaction of the nature that is commenced business or started business, then it will be giving birth to capital. So what will be the accounting treatment of this first transaction, that is commenced business with cash rupees 1,50,000? First of all, we will create a separate column in the assets for cash, because we can see in this transaction cash has inflowed in business, cash has come in business. So what we are going to do, we will add rupees 1,50,000 in the column of cash in the form of assets. However, there is no change in liabilities. And again, as I told you, started business or commenced business will result in introduction of capital in the business. So this first transaction will result in 1,50,000 in the cash column and 1,50,000 in the capital column. Moving further, second transaction we do have furniture purchased for cash rupees 20,000. Now again two accounts have got affected. One is cash furniture account, another one is cash account. In business cash has gone out, आपने furniture cash में purchase किया तो cash तो चला जाएगा, and furniture has come in the business. Furniture is also an asset, so in asset we will create one more column with the name furniture. Now you can just understand that is with each and every transaction we have to create a separate column for each and every asset. In the assets we will be creating a separate column of asset for each and every transaction. Now in this second transaction, what has happened? Rupees 20,000 has outflowed from the business. So this 20,000 needs to be deducted. And furniture costing rupees 20,000 has come in the business. So there will be an addition in the column of furniture and deduction in the column of cash. But the thing is, in accounting, we do not use the minus sign. Instead, if we want to deduct any amount, if we want to show the negative figures, we use brackets. So what we are going to do, we will put the brackets on 20,000 as this 20,000 will be deducted from cash, and in furniture column 20,000 will be added. There will not be any change in liabilities and there will not be any change in capital. Now after this transaction we have to check whether our accounting equation is satisfied or not. So what we are going to do, we will just calculate a new accounting equation at this stage. So now the cash left with us is rupees 1,30,000. From 1,50,000 deduct 20,000, cash is available to us as rupees 1,30,000. And furniture we are having 20,000. No other asset, liability is 0. Fine, we can say liability is 0. And capital we do have 1,50,000 as it is. There is no change in capital also. So capital is as it is 1,50,000 we are having. Now we can see what is the total of assets. Assets equals to 1,30,000 plus 20,000, that is total is 1,50,000. So assets is equals to liability plus capital. We can see the total of asset is 1,50,000 and the total of liability plus capital is also 1,50,000. It means our accounting equation is satisfied. After each and every transaction, we have to form a new accounting equation so as to check whether our accounting equation is satisfied or not. Moving to the third transaction, purchased goods on credit rupees 25,000. Again, what accounts have got affected? First of all, goods. You have purchased goods and goods give rise to a account known as stock. For the goods, we will create a separate column in assets, because as we have purchased goods, stock has come in the business. So we will create a separate column for stock in assets. And another thing is, these goods have been purchased on credit, and whenever we buy goods on credit, it gives rise to an account known as creditor. Creditor is a person from whom we buy goods on credit. So as we have purchased goods on credit, one account got affected is stock account, which is an asset. Another account, that is creditor. Creditor is a liability, we all know that. So in the liabilities, now we are going to create a separate column. In the liabilities, we will create a separate sub-column for creditors. Whenever you buy goods on credit, it gives rise to creditor. So, creditor will be a column for creditor will be created under liabilities. Now, what will be the accounting treatment of this transaction? Purchased goods on credit. Is there any change in cash? No. Is there any change in furniture? No. Is there any change in stock? Yes. Stock of rupees 25,000 has entered in the business. So in the column of stock, what you will gonna write? You will write rupees 25,000 in the column of stock. Is there any change in liabilities? Yes. Now there is a creditor for rupees 25,000 in the business. So in the column of creditor, you will write 25,000. Is there any change in capital? No. Because as we had studied, only 3 items are to be added in capital and only 3 items are to be deducted from capital. We can just recall 3 items that has to be added to capital. First one, that is additional capital introduced during the current accounting period, will be added to capital. Any profit earned by the business will be added to the capital. Any income received by the business will be added to capital. These are the only 3 items that will be added to capital. On the same side, only 3 items are there which have to be deducted from capital. That is, first of all, the drawings made by the owner for his personal use, private use, household use or residential use will be deducted from capital. Secondly, expenses of the business will be deducted from capital, and lastly, the loss incurred by the business will be deducted from capital. So there are fixed 3 items that have to be added to capital, and there are fixed 3 items that have to be deducted from capital. And this transaction, purchased goods on credit, has neither given effect to any of these items. So there will not be any change to capital. Only 25,000 will be shown in the column of stock and 25,000 will be shown in the column of creditors. Creditor is a person to whom we sell goods on credit. After this transaction, what we have to do? We again have to check whether our accounting equation is satisfied or not. So we will form a new accounting equation. Fine. So how much cash we do have? We have cash of rupees 1,30,000 as it is. After that, we have furniture of rupees 20,000 as it is. Now we do have the stock also of rupees 25,000. We do have creditors in the liabilities of rupees 25,000, and we do have a capital as it is as rupees 1,50,000. Let us check whether our accounting equation is satisfied or not. So the total of assets is 130 plus 20, 150 plus 25, 1,75,000. 1,75,000 is our asset, and we can just check liabilities plus capital is also 1,75,000. So we can say yes, our assets is equals to liabilities plus capital. Our accounting equation is still satisfied, that is assets 1,75,000 is equals to liabilities plus capital. Our accounting equation is still satisfied. So after each and every transaction we will check the accounting equation. We will create and form a new accounting equation. Moving to the fourth transaction, sold goods costing rupees 10,000 for cash rupees 14,000. You have sold goods and the goods were having a cost of rupees 10,000, but it has been sold for rupees 14,000. What will be the accounting treatment of this? First of all, there is an account, cash account will got affected in this transaction. Cash will come in the business. We do have cash column. Stock, sold goods. So stock will go out of the business. We do have the stock column also. And a cost of rupees 10,000 has been sold for rupees 14,000. So there is a profit of rupees 4,000 and profit is added to capital. We had just counted on fingers few seconds earlier. So what will be the accounting treatment of this transaction? Sold goods for cash. So there will be an inflow of cash in the business of rupees 14,000. So 14,000 will be added to the column of cash. There will not be any change in furniture, but the stock has gone out of the business. Stock costing rupees 10,000 has to be deducted from the column of stock. And as you know, any amount that has to be deducted is shown in brackets. The brackets represents negative figures. We do not use the minus sign. We do not use the subtraction sign. Instead, we put the figure within brackets that represents the amount has to be deducted. So why we have deducted rupees 10,000 from the column of stock? Because the goods costing rupees 10,000 has outflowed from the business. Business में से चली गई, तो उसमें से हम लेस कर देंगे. पहले हमारे पास 25,000 का स्टॉक था, अभी 10,000 का स्टॉक क्या हुआ? बिजनेस से चला गया. तो कितना बचा कैसे पता चलेगा? उसको लेस करेंगे तभी पता चलेगा अब हमारे पास कितना बचा. यहाँ पे हमने इनको सेल कितने में किया था? 14,000 रुपीज में. सो इन द कॉलम ऑफ कैश यू विल ऐड कंप्लीट रुपीज 14,000. फाइनली द प्रॉफिट 10,000 की चीज को आपने 14,000 में सेल किया. द प्रॉफिट ऑफ रुपीज 4,000 will be added to the column of capital. The profit is added to capital. The income is added to capital. The additional capital introduced during the current accounting period is also added to capital. So the profit has been added to capital, though there is no change in creditors or any other liability. Now let us check the accounting equation once again. Let us check whether our accounting equation is still satisfied or not. So we do have new accounting equation. Left with our, now we are having a cash of rupees 1,44,000. Total cash of rupees 1,44,000 we do have, and furniture is as it is as rupees 20,000. While for the stock now we just left with 15,000 only. Earlier we were having the stock of rupees 25,000, but now we left with only a stock of rupees 15,000 because 10,000 has outflowed from the business. And for the liabilities, the creditors as it is we do have 25,000, but in the capital we now are having a capital of rupees 1,54,000. 4,000 has been added to it. So let us check whether our accounting equation is still satisfied or not. So what is the total of assets we do have? So assets are, we have 144 plus 20, 164 plus 10, 74 and 5. The total of asset we do have is 1,79,000, and the total of liabilities plus capital also 1,79,000. It means we can say our assets is equals to liability plus capital. Our accounting equation is still satisfied. Moving to the last transaction of this video, as I want the further transaction to be solved by you or on your own as a homework part. So we do have additional capital introduced during the current accounting period rupees 20,000. Additional capital. याद कीजिए अभी मैंने आपको बताया 3 items to be added. One is profit, second is additional capital, third is income added to capital. So now this additional capital introduced during the current accounting period rupees 20,000. What we need to do, however, कैसे आया होगा? This must have come in the form of cash only. So this 20,000 will be added to cash, and there will not be any change in furniture and stock. Again, there will not be any change in creditors, but there will be an addition to capital of rupees 20,000. As I told you, there are three items that has to be added to capital, and additional capital is one of them. So additional capital introduced during the current accounting period will be added to cash, as well as it will be added to capital. Fine. Let us check the accounting equation once again, whether our accounting equation is still satisfied or not. So we will form a new accounting equation at this part. Now we have the cash of rupees 1,64,000. Stock we have as it is 20,000. Sorry, furniture 20,000 as it is. Stock we have rupees 50,000 as it is. Now creditor is also as it is. There is no change in creditors. Also 25,000 is still due to the creditors towards creditors. But this time capital has increased. Now the capital is 1,74,000. And you can just total the assets and check whether the liabilities and capital are having the same balance, same amount or not. Still, we can just check our accounting equation is still satisfied. Our assets, the total of asset is equals to liability plus capital, that is 1,99,000. You can just make the total of these assets. It is having a total of 1,99,000, and you can just add up these two, liabilities plus capital. You will get 1,99,000. That will just satisfy our accounting equation. Let me help you to solve one more transaction, that is commission received in advance. Commission received क्या होता है? Commission received हमारी income होती है, but this commission have been received in advance. So this will not form an income, but it will become a liability for the business. Commission received is an income, लेकिन जब वो income हमें advance में receive हुई है, that is called unearned income. So it will become a liability. So what we are going to do in the liabilities, together with the creditors, we will create one more column, unearned commission. The transaction is commission received in advance. Whatever income you have received in advance is your liability. So in the liabilities we have created one more column for unearned commission, or you may write it here as advance commission or commission received in advance. So what will be the treatment in this statement for this transaction? It will be rupees 2,000 will be added to cash. Obviously if you have received, you must have received in cash, or कोई form हो नहीं सकता. Either will receive in cash or will receive it by check. So rupees 2,000 will be added to the column of cash. So let us add it, rupees 2,000. Now in the furniture, in the stock, there will not be any change, neither inflow nor outflow. In the creditors, again there will not be any change. But as I told you, because this commission has been received in advance, and advance commission is a liability, so in the liabilities we have created a separate column for unearned commission, and here we will add rupees 2,000. A new liability has occurred, and again there will not be any change in capital. If this transaction would be, ध्यान से सुनिए और समझिए, if this transaction would be only commission received rupees 2,000, अगर ये वर्ड एडवांस लिखा हुआ नहीं होता, सपोज ये वर्ड एडवांस लिखा हुआ नहीं होता, ट्रांजैक्शन होता कमीशन रिसीव्ड रुपीस 2000, तो मैंने आपको क्या बताया कि कमीशन रिसीव्ड का नेचर क्या है? इनकम. क्या ट्रीटमेंट हम करते? कैश में ऐड होता, और इनकम कहां पे ऐड होती है? इनकम इज एडेड टू कैपिटल, तो कैपिटल में ऐड होता. अगर ये ट्रांजैक्शन होता कमीशन रिसीव्ड रुपीस 2000, तो हम उसे कैश में ऐड करते और कैपिटल में ऐड करते. लेकिन यहाँ पे ट्रांजैक्शन क्या है? ट्रांजैक्शन है कमीशन रिसीव्ड इन एडवांस. बिकॉज ये कमीशन एडवांस में रिसीव हुआ है, so it will not become an income for our business, but it will become a liability for the business because it is an unearned income. So instead of adding it to the capital, we have created a separate column in liabilities for this unearned commission. Moving to the next transaction, let me help you to solve this one more transaction. paid to creditors rupees 22,500 in full settlement. Important thing is this amount has been paid in full settlement. Whenever the amount has been paid in full settlement, and how much amount was due from creditors? The amount due from creditor is rupees 25,000. We can see the amount due from creditor is rupees 25,000, and we had paid them rupees 22,500 only, and that too in full settlement. यानी कि अब हमने उनको 22,500 दे दिया, आगे कुछ देने की जरूरत नहीं है. क्या मतलब हुआ? मतलब हुआ कि रिमेनिंग 2,500 हमें क्या हो गया? डिस्काउंट मिल गया. ये हमारी एक तरह की इनकम है, और इनकम को हम क्या करते हैं? इनकम को हम हमेशा कैपिटल में ऐड करते हैं. मैंने बताया 3 आइटम्स टू बी एडेड टू कैपिटल. वन इज एडिशनल कैपिटल इंट्रोड्यूस्ड, सेकंड इज इनकम, थर्ड इज प्रॉफिट. ये 3 आइटम है जो कैपिटल में ऐड होती हैं. सो पेड टू क्रेडिटर्स, सबसे पहले तो पेमेंट किया. कितना पेमेंट किया? 22,500. तो बिजनेस में क्या होगा? कैश आएगा या कैश जाएगा? बिफोर दैट वी हैव टू फॉर्म अ न्यू अकाउंटिंग इक्वेशन. आई जस्ट फॉरगॉट. Here we have to form a new accounting equation before we enter to the next transaction. After each and every transaction, you have to form a new accounting equation. So now we have 1,66,000 as cash. We do have 20,000 as furniture. We have 15,000 for stock. We have 25,000 for creditors, and we have 2,000 for unearned commission, and we do have 1,74,000 as capital. Fine. So we were moving on the transaction number 7, that is paid to creditors rupees 22,500. आपने 22,500 पेमेंट किया क्रेडिटर्स को, तो आपको कैश में से 22,500 क्या करना है? लेस करना है. लेस करना है, इसलिए हमने उसके आगे ब्रैकेट लगाया है. रुपीज 22,500 has outflowed from the business. Therefore, we have deducted it from the column of cash. Rupees 22,500. There will not be any change in furniture. There will not be any change in stock. No change in furniture, no change in stock. And in creditors, पहले हमें 25,000 रुपीज ड्यू चल रहा था, लेकिन अब हमने जब उन्हें पेमेंट किया, जो भी कुछ पेमेंट किया वो फुल सेटलमेंट में पेमेंट किया है. इट मींस दिस कंप्लीट रुपीज 25,000 विल गॉट सेटल्ड. सो फ्रॉम द क्रेडिटर्स वी विल डिडक्ट कंप्लीट रुपीज 25,000. पहले हमें इन क्रेडिटर्स को कितना पेमेंट करना था? 25,000 का. अब हमने इनका अकाउंट सेटल कर दिया, कंप्लीट 25,000 का अकाउंट सेटल कर दिया. अब फ्यूचर में हमें कितना पे करना पड़ेगा? फ्यूचर में कुछ भी पे करने की जरूरत नहीं है. हमारी लायबिलिटी क्या हुई? कंप्लीटली सेटल हो गई. ये लिखा हुआ है पेड टू क्रेडिटर्स रुपीज 22,500 इन फुल सेटलमेंट. अगर ये फुल सेटलमेंट नहीं लिखा होता तो हम 22,500 यहाँ पे किया था, यहाँ पे भी लेस 22,500 ही करते हैं, क्योंकि हम क्या मानते हैं? रिमेनिंग का 2,500 अभी भी हमारा अमाउंट लायबिलिटी का रह गया, बचा हुआ रह गया पेमेंट करने के लिए. लेकिन इसने क्या बोला? दिस 2,500 हैव बीन पेड इन फुल सेटलमेंट, सो वी हैव सेटल्ड द कंप्लीट लायबिलिटी ऑफ रुपीज 25,000. अब आप सोच के देखिए, 25,000 की जगह हमने 22,500 का पेमेंट किया है. 2,500 कम पेमेंट करना पड़ा, तो ये हमारे लिए क्या हो गया? डिस्काउंट हो गया, हमारी इनकम हो गई. एंड इनकम इज एडेड टू capital. We had repeated this thing again and again, that is income is always added to capital. So let us check the accounting equation once again. Here you can form a new accounting equation once again. That is, now we have left with a cash of rupees 1,43,500. We do have the furniture and stock as it is, no change in furniture and stock. Now this time the creditors left is zero, completely account settle हो चुका है creditors का. For the unearned commission we do have a liability of rupees 2,000, and this time our total of capital will be 5 and 6 and 7, 1,76,500. You can just check the accounting equation. You will get that assets are still equals to liability plus capital. Our accounting equation is still satisfied. You can just check it. Further, 2 more transactions are there. Let me provide you the hint for that. Sold goods cost rupees 50,000 for rupees 18,000. स्टॉक में से 50,000 आप लेस कर देंगे, because 50,000 की गुड्स बिजनेस में से चली गई. You have sold it for rupees 18,000. So how much profit you are earning? 15,000, 18,000, 3,000 का profit है. Profit will be added to capital. Fine. Now the thing is, of which 5,000 is received in cash. तो कैश में कितना ऐड हो जाएगा? 5,000. 18,000 में से 5,000 you have received in cash. So in the column of cash you will add rupees 5,000. What about the remaining 13,000? You have sold goods for rupees 18,000. 5,000 we have received in cash, remaining 13,000 will be considered that it have been sold for credit. Whenever you sell good on credit, it gives rise to debtor. So you will create a new column in the assets for debtors. The person to whom we sell goods on credit is known as debtors. अगर हमने 18,000 का गुड सेल किया था जिसमें से 5,000 तो कैश में रिसीव भी हो गया, तो रिमेनिंग का 13,000 कहां गया? वो हम ये सपोज करके चलेंगे कि हमने क्रेडिटर को सेल किया, सॉरी हमने क्रेडिट में सेल किया है, and the person to whom we sell goods on credit is known as debtor. So in the column of debtor we will show rupees 13,000 remaining. Last is depreciation on furniture at the rate of 10%. What is the value of furniture? Furniture is of rupees 20,000. 10% of 20,000 will be rupees 2,000. What is the nature of depreciation? Depreciation is an expense, and expenses are always deducted from capital. So what we are going to do, ये जो 2,000 है, 20,000 का 10% that is 2,000. 2,000 will be deducted from furniture as well as it will be deducted from capital both, because depreciation is an expense, इसलिए वो capital में से less हो जाएगा. And depreciation means fall in the value of asset, तो वो asset की value में से भी कम हो जाएगा. So I hope ये टॉपिक आपको अच्छे से माइंड में सेट हुआ होगा. अगर कोई डाउट है तो एक बार वीडियो को रिवाइंड करके दोबारा से देखें. फिर भी आपको क्वेरी माइंड में अराइज होता है तो आप कमेंट में मेंशन करें. I'll just help you to understand the topic once again. Okay, thank you so much.